Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And to all my returning subscribers, welcome back. I truly appreciate you guys. Today's video is going to be about how I make this lace wig closure on my head. And here's what you need: some needle, a thread, scissors, some T-pins or wig pins, I don't know what it's called, but that's optional, a spandex dome cap, your wig stand, and your wig head. I bought the 24-inch one because I do have a big head and I want my wig to fit. So right here, I'm just putting my lace closure on my dome cap. So before I did this, I put the dome cap on my head and I marked the part I wanted my lace closure to be in before I put it on my mannequin head. So right here, I'm just trying to measure up my lace closure to those lines, and I'm just using the T-pins to just pin everywhere around the closure just to make sure it stays in place as I sew along the lines. So now we're gonna get ready to sew, and I'm just tying a knot on my thread. There's no method to this, just tie it, wrap it around, and put it through the loop. However way you can make a knot on that thread, that's all you need. So here I'm just pulling my needle through the lace closure and through the top part of the dome cap, not the band, the top part. You don't want to make you want to go through the band because that will make your wig really tight and it might not fit your head. So just through the top part and just loop it through the bigger loop, as you can see in the video. So all I'm doing right now is just using the needle, pulling it through the lace and through the dome cap, and just pulling it out and looping the thread into it, as you can see in the video. So sometimes you will see me like wrap it once and pull it over the needle, and sometimes you just see me pull it right through the loop as I go through the lace closure and the dome cap. So when I do my lace closure, I like to use two needles, one on one side and one on the other. Right here, you're going to see me bring out another needle, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did on the other side, just sewing the lace closure through the dome cap and just making sure it stays flat and secure. One thing I was going to add is that when you're doing a lace closure, you want it to lay flat. So you want to make sure that your lace closure is like pulled flat already on the cap. Which is why I like to use the T-pins. So like when I put it on the dome cap, I like to just, use the T-pins to secure it where I want to sew it, so that by the time I'm done and I cut the dome cap under the lace closure, it's not like a big hump over there. It's just going to lay flat on my head. But if for any reason your lace closure does not look flat when you're done, I'll show you a method I use to make it lay flat later on, which is the band method. So when I get to this point, I just take one side with a needle and thread and just tie a knot and cut it off, and use the other one to just finish up the whole back side, like so. So just to finish up the lace closure, I just tie a knot and cut off the thread. And I am done. Okay, so it's now time to sew on the bundles, and as you can see guys, I doubled my weft because I love a full head of hair. So I like to get as much of the hair on my wig cap as I can. And all I'm doing right now is that I'm starting on the band area, making sure I'm not going through the band, but just want to make sure that you're going through the top layer of the band. You don't want to go through the band because it's going to make your wig so tight to put on. And for this, some people like to skip the whole band area entirely and just go above it. But like I said earlier, I'm trying to get as much hair on this wig as I can. And all I'm doing is taking my needle and going through the weft. Because I'm starting this wig, I want it to be secure, so I'm going through the weft as much as I can. And then as I go along, I'm just going to go under the weft and just do a loop or two. Once sewing, all I do is just take my needle and go through the top layer of the dome cap under my weft, bring it up and pass it through the loop. And honestly, that's what I really do for the most part. Sometimes I do a double loop just to make it tighter, but honestly, it's just up to you. I really don't have like a technique I use, like a strict technique I use. I just as I please. If I want to, like, you know, tighten up on some certain areas, I do so. But just be careful with like making the wig too tight, because you want it to be able to be, you know, loose enough to fit your head. Well, I have a big head, so I need to like be chill on the whole tightness anyway. But some people, if you have a small head, I guess you're free to do whatever, but yeah. And when I run out of a needle, I just make a knot, you know, just wrap it around twice over the needle and pull it through to make a knot. And yeah, and I do the flip over method. I don't have time to be cutting this hair up, and no, that's too much. I just flip it over and continue sewing. That's it. So as I go along and sew the back of my head, to make it easier for me, I take off the dome cap and I try it on my head. I just measure ear to ear. This is just very, very rough draft, like, you guys, but it's just for me to just see a marker, like when I wear the wig, where does my ear like start and stop? So that way when I'm laying my tracks, instead of just laying them back and forth, I can, like, when I get to that point, I can start making it in the shape of a U, you know, just so it lays down perfectly. So when I get to the top portion of my wig, I try to just keep it single. I try not to double weft it anymore, just because I want it to lay flat when I'm done. And also when I flip the hair over as I sew, I don't want it to look so bulky at the top. So that's why I leave it simple. So I'm just going back and forth, making sure that as I'm sewing the top of my wig, it's very secure. Like sometimes I make 2 knots instead of 1, and I just continue the same method throughout till I get to the absolutely last portion whereby I can fit any other hair in, and then all I do is just tie a couple knots and just cut off the thread. That's it. would just like to add that when you get to the absolutely last part of making your wig, you should cut off the hair before you cut off the thread, okay? Just so that whatever little piece is left, you can like use the thread to sew it down securely so that you're not having like a loose track just flipping over there or something like that. So now I'm done. I'm just gonna flip over the wig and I'm gonna cut the dome cap where the lace closure lays so that it could look natural when I put it on my head. So this is what the wig looks like right now, and I'm so sorry this video was really long, guys. I was trying to make this video as detailed as possible, and all I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna tweeze the lace closure just to make it look a little bit natural, and voila, done. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning into this channel. Thank you for watching. If you love it, thumbs it up. Feel free to subscribe and comment down below about any questions you have. Until next time, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Bye.